Welcome back to One Guy, One Course, One Disc. We are here today in Lumberton, North Carolina, checking out the Britt Park disc golf course. This is going to be a quick review. Today's disc is going to be the Doomsday discs Blackout. It is 8.5 minus 2.1, so let's see how it flies and let's check out the course. So hole 1 here is a 265-foot par 3. It's going to go uphill 2 feet. Kind of perched on top of this hill at the end of this pathway. Ooh. Stable. Oh, don't roll. Hole 2 is a 290-ish foot dog leg right. It's about 130 feet, then you want to start to turn to the right. Let's see how I can do on forehand with this thing. Absolutely horrible. That's it. Hole 3, it's a 280-foot par 3. It goes through this gap, which is about 80 feet off the tee, then it turns to the right, or you can try this gap off to the right and then go left. It's kind of up to you. Just be careful, there's a walking path, so you don't want to hit anybody. Or just miss the gap. So to get to hole 4, you got to cross the bridge after hole 3 and come up the steps, and the tee box is on the walking path up here, but it's a 435-foot downhill, 15 feet. It goes across this canal here. If you can see, there's a little greener patch of grass. That's about 250. So that's kind of what I'm going to aim for, because that's my distance roughly, so hopefully I won't be wet. Well, I aimed for it, I hit it, and almost rolled OB. So it's just in bounds, but unfortunately the footing here is bad. So I gotta hold the camera and try to throw. Not gonna be good. Hole 5 here is on the other side of the tree line. So the tee boxes you see at the basket of hole 4 are actually hole 7. So if you come a little further down by the lake, you'll get the hole 5. It's 316 feet to the pen. If you want to go at the pen basket, it's 280 feet to clear the water. Based on my last shot, you know I don't have that kind of distance, so I'm just going to play it safe, hopefully. Let it crash to the left into the grass, and hopefully have a decent upshot. Oh, sit. So hole 6 is back on the other side of the woods, kind of parallels hole 4. It's a 268-foot shot down this tunnel, 171 feet to where you want to start a slight turn to the left, not much of a turn. It is a tight tunnel shot pretty much the whole way. So let's see how far we can get before I hit a tree, because that's what I do. I hit trees. Turned more than I thought it would. Oh, that was awful. Oh, let's go. All right, hole 7, the 275-foot par 3. It's a kind of a left to right shot. It looks like you got a tee box down there, so watch out if someone's on that. Let's see how good. Out of it. Oh, that's too much. Hole 8 is a 398-foot par 3 that plays along the water here. Obviously, the easiest shot is out to the left and let it crash right. But if you're like me, more than likely you'll end up in the water. There is a right gap, but it's small. So I think I'm going to try an anhyzer shot. See if I can just keep it safe. Just like I drew it up. Oh! Alright, hole 9 out here is a 313-foot par 3. There is some water you have to clear, but it's 150-ish feet to clear it, so it shouldn't be a problem. There's also a fairly decent gap off to the right that you should be able to hit if you don't want to flirt with the water. Oh, that was a bad throw. Just stay safe. Ugh. Well, that's at least the front 9 of Britt Park here in Lumberton, North Carolina. Hole 9, somewhere just off the bank, is a Doomsday Blackout. Very gummy plastic. If you want it, you can keep it, share the disc love. The disc, it felt pretty good. First couple throws were bad just because I'm obviously getting warmed up. But it looked like it was going to be a nice straight disc with a little fade at the end. If you put on anhyzer, it holds it. As far as the part goes, based on the first 9, I'd say it's not that great. Navigation is horrible. It plays along a path, which obviously if there's people out here, it's going to be a problem. The layout is very close together. So I mean, it's great if you're in the area, because it's really the only thing close by, but it's not something I would basically come and make a special trip for. Definitely need some new baskets. But hey, if you're in the area and you just want to get a quick round in, come play. Just obviously a lot of the shots are close to the water, so you're gonna have to be careful. But until next time, off to the next one. Well, I figure I could at least show you the rest of the holes. So hole 10 is a straight shot. It's 250 feet to the basket, par 3. Clear the water, it's 170 feet. There is safe space all on the right side. But hopefully you shouldn't have any problem getting it across the water. Onto hole 11, which is just to the left of the basket. Hole 11 is a 311-foot par 3. And it's going to go straight down this, down this walking path, and it cuts to the right. The trees kind of open up over there. This tree here in the close to the water is about 230 feet. The basket over there, kind of close to the water, that's actually hole 12. I made that mistake thinking that was 11, but 11 is off to the right. So let's go find the tee box for hole 12. Alright, hole 12 is a 289-foot par 3 that goes back towards the water. In order to get to it when you finish hole 11, You're going to go to your left and then follow the woods around to the right, and then you'll see some bathrooms, and it's kind of tucked behind the bathrooms. Definitely a difficult tee shot as you got this tight gap to work with off the tee, and then it slowly hooks to the left. There's a small tree out in the distance, about 266 feet. So you probably want to start to turn your disc to the left, maybe right around 230, 240. You do have a low ceiling because there is this tree that kind of overhangs the fairway. It's definitely a difficult shot. Probably want to play something safe on your first shot. Just make sure you get it far enough for an easy approach. Let's find hole 13. So hole 13 is a 370-foot par 3 that, once again, flirts with some water. You go straight at the basket, it's 200 feet to clear. This first tree on the right, if you want to keep it safe, is at 230 feet. So you do got a low ceiling over there you can play with, so maybe a low skip shot. So kind of the theme with these holes is there's a risky play and then there's a safe play. But let's see if we can find hole 14. With a lot of these holes, I'm finding the basket before I find the tee pad, so you're definitely going to want U-disc out on this course. It'll make things a lot easier. Let's see if we can find hole 14. Hole 14 is a 295-foot par 3, pretty much dead straight. This tree in front of us is about 220 feet. So you have, once again, an option to go right, keep it safe, or you can try to flirt with the water. It's 240 feet to get to the water, but both options, you are going to have to keep a low shot to get it close to the basket because these trees, probably about 10 feet tall, is your ceiling. All right, hole 15 is a 333-foot par 3. It's straight ahead. It's kind of close to this fence that separates the properties. This big tree here on the left is at 230 feet. So hopefully you can get up past it, have an easy up and down. I will say these last 6 holes, it's quite a lot of walking. We were basically on the exact opposite side of the lake for hole 13. So in 3 holes, we've gone around a fairly large pond or a small lake, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's hole 15. Let's go to hole 16. Hole 16 is a 440-foot par 4. It's dead straight. Maybe hard to see the basket, but it's pretty much as straight as you can get. You shouldn't have any problem clearing the water. There is a swing and some benches off to the left, so you do need to be careful. You just gotta watch out for people. And then hole 17, I think, is off to the right, which is probably the signature hole here at Britt. It is a true island hole, so definitely gonna have to carry some water on 17. So let's go take a look at it. All right, hole 17. It is an island hole. Don't know if you can see it, but there is a bridge off here to the right to get to the island. It's 290-foot par 3. It's 220 feet to carry the water, and it's about 270 feet to the trees, and the basket's just kind of tucked in the trees there. So definitely, hopefully you should be able to make it onto the island, but getting close to the basket is going to be tough. On to hole 18. Final hole here at Britt Park in Lumberton, North Carolina is a 250-foot par 3. It's dead straight. We're finally away from water, but it is perched up on a little mound, so you do have to be careful about rollaways. There is a basketball court off to the left, so just hopefully don't throw a really bad shot. But once you finish hole 18, the parking lot to where hole 1 is going to be kind of off to the left. So that's the rest of the disc golf course at Britt Park. You know, it's a lot of tough shots around water. So if you're not careful or it's windy, you're gonna lose a disc. The course doesn't look like it's in great shape. Looks like it's kind of been neglected. So I mean, if you're coming up I-95, it's right off the highway, or not too far off the highway. You can actually see the highway from the course. So it's, you know, if you want to do a quick stop, get around in, it's good for that. But definitely does need some love. The layout's not great because it does play around walking past the whole way. There's a lot of shots around water, so losing a disc is very possible. Navigation is horrible. Definitely going to need U-disc. But it's worth checking out if you are coming up I-95 or going south down 95. But until next time, off to the next course.